let's go ahead and get into it and see what Judge Arnold is saying up in here. Again, this is another case. I can't imagine there being a directed verdict in this case because there is a lot of evidence there. But man, do y'all think Judge Arnold might throw this thing out? I know, seems to be the theme starting in 2025. Let's see.
Investigative steps, why they collected the video they did and didn't. That was why I was.
So it's not offered to prove that the person in the video is Relli. It's being offered to prove,
His belief.
to show why Detective Flores did what he did.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's fair.
However, the videos they collected before he came to the initial conclusion that it was Relli. So they didn't go collect the videos because he realized it wasn't Relli. The videos they collected were all collected from the outset. Everyone. And after that, at the preliminary hearing, for example, he testified, yes, that's Relli. I believe that's Relli. Based on what he told me, that's Relli. So what was just proper, as an offer to Ron, was that I should be able to ask him that question to explain their further investigative steps.
You should ask him what question. You should be able to ask him what question.
No. They just said, they shouldn't be asking that
shouldn't.
question because they just said to you, they proffered to you that the reason they should ask him that question, should be able to ask him that question, is because it explains their further investigative steps, i.e., go get the videos. The videos were gotten early. They got no additional videos after they came to a conclusion initially that lasted up until the preliminary hearing at the very least, that was Relli. So
Yeah, and Joe's talking about the videos that were missing. So before this lunch break took place, Detective Flores was on the stand and he was talking about what went down during his investigation when he went back and he reviewed the footage, the surveillance footage. He conveniently left out the footage during the time frame where Relli would have went back to the scene, which doesn't make any sense. And now we're getting into Joe saying he wants to be able to ask certain questions about that footage. Obviously, there's some pushback from the prosecutors here.
they didn't take any additional further steps once they changed their opinion or their mind. They changed their mind based on his testimony, obviously. But in 2023, under oath, this detective, who I think is a terrific detective and a nice guy, said under oath that yes, my opinion, that's relevant. They didn't take any additional investigative steps after that. So that doesn't explain investigative steps. You made a ruling on it. What? Your ruling for what?
No. You're saying he didn't take any additional
There
investigation.
was nothing else. There was no videos to collect. You just said,
What's the next thing he did? After,
No, he's exactly making the point that I want to make, which is they did believe that was Terrell up until very
okay, so
they
what's
couldn't have gone back to go.
so what did Detective Flores then do, based on his belief that that was relevant?
He stopped collecting video at that point. He thought, okay, we have him here, that's him on the video, we don't need any more video past this. Fast forward to piecing together other information, details from timestamps, that he now knows, oh, we didn't collect enough video, we should have collected more.
It's a crucial part of the investigation. This man said he went back and got and found the shell casings during this time. And you didn't think it was a good idea to make sure we have that video? It doesn't make sense.
Could have captured them
I've
on
heard from both of you. Here's the rule. It's the offer of proof is fair game. You can ask the question, Mr. Tacopina, you can follow it up with. Are you going to cross-examine him, or is Mr. Shannon?
There you go. You're going to ask the
Yes.
question.
Guess what?
yes, I'm the person.
Oh, you are. All right.
Yes.
You can follow it up.
Thanks.
All right, Detective.
Can I talk to them for 1 second?
Your Honor, I had asked for,
Give me a second.
I had not told counsel that I asked the court for about 15 or 20 minutes between the direct and cross 12.
Fine.
I'm just letting you, Judge, I'm just letting you guys know.
Fine.
I don't think we're getting total today. Okay, because we have, we go to 4 minutes, right? I have at least an hour.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know based on where we are now.
All right. So after the detective is.
And court is actually going to resume on Thursday. And that's what they're talking about. It looks like 12's going to be on the stand coming up tomorrow. So that'll be interesting.
The firearms person?
Yes, you can hear it, come on.
Is he? And he's your last people's witness?
Yes.
All right. So you will get the defense case tomorrow.
Yeah, after they're ballistic first. Yes. Yeah. a minute, Your Honor, was I thought you made a ruling, and I changed my whole course at lunchtime, so now I have to unchange my course, so give me a minute, please.
And again, there's no court today, y'all. Court is going to be back on Thursday.
Let me know when you're ready for the...
Let's get Flores back up here.
How much longer do you have on direct examination? Just rough,
I honestly think about an hour. I have this and then the search warrant and then be done. I have this thing I want to talk to them about before we go back in the pre-jury, so we'll have plenty of time.
I just need a second.
Go ahead. Just understood the phone calls.
Yeah, 12 of these testimony is going to be good too.
So right before the break, I played you the video of an individual returning to that intersection of Vista Del Mar and Selma after the shooting. And we talked about up until when you collected that video, you initially believed that that was Mr. Efron, correct?
Correct.
And the last question posed to you was, as you sit here today with the information that you know from his text messages, comparing his clothing, the timestamp on the text on the photograph, are you still of the opinion, or do you still believe that that is Mr. Efron?
I do.
Okay. There was a video clip played while Mr. Efron was testifying, which was a portion of an interview that you conducted with him in, I believe it was, I want to get the date wrong. One moment.
Get it together, man.
So, it's from your interview with him on December 17th, 2021. Specifically on page 3, lines 14, 15, and 16, where Mr. Efron says to you, at this point you were showing him surveillance video, correct?
Correct.
And I believe, and if you need to go back to the video to refresh your memory, we can, but I believe at that portion you were trying to cue up the video to show him. Does that sound accurate? Correct. And while he's sitting there, he says to you, and you see my girl, right? That was my girl I was with. You recall that?
Yes, I do.
At the moment that Mr. Efron said that, were there, what was displaying on the video that he was looking at, or was he even looking at video at that exact moment?
I believe this is a secondary clip of the time period which we thought he had returned.
We believe?
The casings, which was, I believe, 23:10 hours
But
on
you
the
were-
day of the 6th.
Okay, you were there when he made those statements.
Correct. Yes.
Did you receive that as him pointing out that that's my girl on the clip, or did you receive that as him asking you the question, do you see her on it?
I took it as do you see her?
Not that he was specifically pointing something out.
Correct.
Okay. Let's go back to
But that's his girl where?